Hello and welcome to Pray for Health Lectures. Whether therefore ye eat or ye drink, whatsoever you do, do all to the glory of God. My name is Ramondahin, and today I'd like us to talk about diet, nutrition. You are what you eat actually. Considering what you eat, would you be proud of what would be found in you? Are you making the right choices? Your health and your spirituality are closely linked together. God has said, Behold, I have given you every herb of the tree bearing seed, and every tree yielding seed of every tree of the garden. Thou mayest freely eat. This was the statement that was given in the beginning of creation. Thus, that God gave in the beginning was just fruits, grains, nuts, vegetables were actually added a bit later. However, due to our appetites, that's the desire to eat based on our pleasures, based on our sense of taste, aroma, textures, causes us to eat beyond hunger, causes us to eat beyond that which we need to eat. Bible says in Proverbs chapter 23 verse 2 that put a knife to thy throat if thou be a man given to your appetites. Diet is a partner of eating, and that includes what a person eats, how much a person eats, and when a person eats. When we talk about diet, we're talking about nutrition, which starts from your ingestion. That's what you put in your mouth. Digestion, absorption, distribution, and excretion, and probably understanding everything would help put diet in perspective. So I'd like us to go through this briefly. Talking about ingestion, it starts with just the appetites, as senses of taste, smell. It's all linked to what we decide to eat. And the foods could be in the form of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins, phytochemicals, and fibers, and water. What are carbohydrates? There are whole grains, which is the recommended one, and there are the refined ones, which we generally do not recommend. Carbohydrates are converted to glucose, which is fuel for the body to burn. The brain, the muscles, nerve cells all needs energy. However, if you're not burning enough of this energy, it's stored up as fats if it's not used up. Second bit of food energy substance is proteins. Proteins could be in the form of meat, red meat, eggs, poultry, or it could be in the plant protein, which is beans and nuts, soy, cashews, sesame, groundnuts. Proteins are converted to amino acids, which are used to repair our body cells. It's used in growth for people who are growing. It's also used for dealing with various life things, enzymes, hormones, antibodies. And then we've got fat. Fat is a major storage form of energy in the body, and it's a carrier of some of the vitamins essential for the body's own processes to go through. Fat is broken down into what is essential fatty acids, cholesterol, mono and polysaturated fatty acids, and transaturated fatty acids. If fat is not used, then it is stored as fat. Digestion is the process that goes on from after you've eaten the food, and the food goes from the mouth into the stomach to the small intestine to the large intestines and the rectum. After the food has been absorbed and digested, it's then absorbed and distributed. Distribution is necessary for energy growth, repair, immune system, and our storage. When you talk about the energy production, 1 gram of carbohydrate actually leads to 4 calories. 1 gram of protein leads to 4 calories. However, 1 gram of fat leads to 11 calories. That tells you that eating too much fat gives you too much calories, which if you don't use, it tends to lay down as more fats. Therefore, we talk about the energy balance, which is very essential. Your inputs, which is what you're putting in, minus your output. What is left is what is left in storage. Therefore, if you're putting too much in storage, that tends to be stored up, and that leads to obesity. What exactly is obesity? Obesity is a scientific term that basically means that your body fat is much, much larger than what your height is. It's having too much body fat, put simply. It occurs over time when you eat more calories than you use. Factors include your genetic makeup, but overeating, eating food high in fat, and not being physically active are the main things. These are the foods you have to look out for. They are packed with lots of calories which you are not probably using up. These are the foods that you need to look at. They are packed with high in calories. Oils, most oils are high in monosaturated or polysaturated fats. And it is these animal oils that are more dangerous because they contain substance known as cholesterol. Cholesterol cannot be found from any plant sources. And cholesterol is what gets laid down in the blood vessels and ultimately leads to heart diseases and other atherosclerotic conditions. Therefore, in the heart muscle, cholesterol can be laid down in the arteries, and this tends to block the heart muscle, leading eventually to coronary heart disease and heart attacks. This is the choices you should be making. Your diet should be based more on fruits, on nuts, on vegetables, more of that, and then a bit less on carbohydrates, a bit less on fishes, and then much less on fats and not sweets. Because sweets, sugar, refined sweet sugar, is the cause of most of the problems we have in today's world. Too much desserts, too much desserts makes us stressed. If you have a lot of things that are fried, it pushes out the right balance. So too much sweets, too much fries is not good. You should be looking more towards vegetables, fruits, according to God's rules actually. In Leviticus chapter 11, verse 21, certain meats have actually been banned: hawks, squirrels, rabbits, catfish, eel, lobsters, clams, shrimps, oysters, frogs, and many others. Think of it. If someone made your body, that person knows what you need to eat, and he said that is not to be eaten. Whether therefore you eat or drink, whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. I'll tell you about my 10 commandments of diet, what you eat, when you eat, and how you eat it in my next series. However, today we're considering our nutrition. Nutrition is not just what you're eating, remembering it's also what you do. You have to do some moderate, vigorous exercise to be able to burn what you're eating. Otherwise, it gets stored as fat. In summary, we've spoken about nutrients, digestion, absorption. We've spoken about health, and we've spoken about the evils of fat and sugar and some meats and the need for exercise. Remember, I'll talk about my 10 commandments of eating in the next series. Diet is a pattern of eating that includes what a person eats, how much a person eats, and when a person eats. It is a lifestyle. You are what you eat, actually. Long-term problems might be related to what you eat. Might be leading to obesity, heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, cirrhosis of the liver, cancer, cavities, and dietary deficiencies. Actually, the top 5 leading causes of death are all associated with obesity: coronary heart disease, cancer, stroke, chronic lower respiratory diseases, and diabetes. They are all linked with obesity. Diet is a lifestyle. Remember that. Diet is a lifestyle. Make good choices. More fruits, vegetables, and less of those fatty things. Yes, food is a choice, and remember, it's very important to make the right choices. In God's new kingdom, the inhabitants shall not say, I'm sick. Isaiah chapter 33, verse 24. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not grow faint. Always remember that you are what you eat, so eat healthily. Your body is the temple of the living God. This temple should not be destroyed. Pray for health lectures.